So I hope everybody is ready for the Super Bowl, which is probably going to be one of the most watched Super Bowls of our lives. Not because of the teams that are playing. I don't think that's going to be the weighing factor here, which just happens to be the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. I think everybody's going to watch it to see the disaster that is going to unfold before our eyes of the halftime show, which is going to be Bad Bunny. Now, there's been a tremendous amount of blowback about Bad Bunny being in the halftime show because you could at least get somebody who supports America and who loves America. And to add further salt into the wound, not only do they have Bad Bunny at the halftime, but at the beginning, they have Green Day, which is probably the biggest American-hating band from America I've ever seen in my life. This little Billy Joe Armstrong boy, he has said more divisive things about America that I don't even understand why he should renounce his citizenship. I believe they've already moved away, which is great because it affected nobody. I mean, come on, does anybody care that Green Day doesn't live here? Be honest. Nobody cares, dude. Nobody. And little Billy Joe, with his mouth that he likes to run continually, I mean, could the NFL have chosen anybody else that was not as bad as Green Day and Bad Bunny? I mean, the blowback has been pretty extensive on the NFL, so bad to the point that the NFL actually had to come out and make a statement on why they believe Bad Bunny will do a great job. And I just happen to disagree with them. Out of all the great musicians out there that do love this country, they probably could have picked somebody better than Bad Bunny and Green Day. I mean, and where do these people get their names from? Bad Bunny. He could have called himself Fat Little Round Pink Piggy, and it would carry just as much weight as Bad Bunny. All right? And that's a whole other topic that I'm going to get into in these people and their names, because it just, Ice-T, Ice Cube, whatever it is. Just the names these people pick is just baffling to me. But they could have chosen anybody else to play at America's game with America's sport. And instead, they chose two people who hate America. Absolutely brilliant marketing decision by the NFL. Now, this clown, Bad Bunny, don't know him, don't know his music. I will never know his music. I don't listen to that kind of music. And even if I did, I'm pretty sure I would not listen to him just because of the idiotic things that he says. Because like everybody else in the world, I have a choice. And my choice is to not support people who hate America and America's laws. But this clown, this Bad Bunny goofball, he did an interview with ID, the artist whose name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, however you want to pronounce it, confirmed that one of the main reasons behind the absence of the U.S. dates on his Debbie Terrar Moss photo, whatever it is, world tour, don't care, was so there was no risk of his fans being deported. Well, let me tell you something, little Bad Bunny boy. If your fans are here illegally, then they're getting deported. It's pretty cut and dry because America does have laws and we have sovereign borders. And within those sovereign borders, one of the things that we do consider a law is you cannot come over here illegally. I don't understand why it's so hard for you to understand that, but apparently your brain is not that big. So in his brilliance of being, the kind of person that he is, he says, but there was the issue of like effing ICE could be outside my concert. And it's something that we're talking about and very concerned about. He told the outlet, expressing concerns over President Donald Trump's second term deportation agenda. Well, the video I just put up, if you watch that one, and I talk about action reaction, that kind of explains everything. But he's, probably not smart enough to understand it, so I doubt he'll ever see it. The artist has been outspoken about ICE in the past. While visiting Puerto Rico in June, Ocasio recorded and posted video of what he described as local ICE raids to social media. Well, there again, Bad Bunny, if you're here illegally, then you're a criminal. It's pretty cut and dry. To continue on, look, those MFers are in these cars, RAV4s. They're here in Pontezuela, he said in Spanish, mentioning ICE working on the Avenida Pontezuela in Carolina, a city east of Puerto Rico's capital, San Juan. Son of a bitch. Instead of leaving the people alone and working there, he added, And then, of course, the backlash comes out when he decides that he's going to do the halftime show at the Super Bowl. And like I said, what a great choice, Bad Bunny and Green Day. They could not really have done much better job than that. Apparently, Bad Bunny was given the Grammy Award for Album of the Year. Like I said, don't know. I've not watched the Grammy Awards in, I don't know, 78 years because I cannot sit there and watch a bunch of grandioso morons celebrating other grandioso morons. I cannot do that. It just, something in my soul will not let me do that. Ice out, he said. We're not savage. We're not animals. We're not aliens. We are humans, and we are Americans. Well, you may have your citizenship, but, and I guess you could consider that being American. I don't know, but, you're not really an American. I'm an American. I was born, bred here in America. And the people that come over here illegally, well, they are aliens. They're illegal aliens. That's literally what they are, Bad Bunny. Literally what they are. So, in light of all the controversy around Bad Bunny, they come out and they one up themselves and they bring Green Day into the fold. And I got to tell you, this is one band I cannot stand. Even before Billy Joe Armstrong became a complete moron, I didn't like them. I don't like their music. And I don't know, something about being an American idiot. I don't want to be an American idiot. That just kind of struck a nerve with me because this is the country that I love. And the thing I love about these Hollywood nutcakes, these fruits, these hypocritical morons, is that they love to condemn the very country that made them wealthy. And they like to go to their concerts and stand on their platforms and preach to the masses. And sadly, a lot of the masses listen and believe what they say, which is mind-boggling to me. And like I said in the last video, I don't need advice from anybody that my IQ is 80 points higher than, namely Billy Joe Armstrong. All right? I can't stand this little boy. He drives me absolutely insane. Now, Green Day's been very outspoken since President Trump in his first term. They went on their tyrant then, bitching and whining and complaining about President Trump. And instead of actually doing something good with their fame and fortune, they'd rather sit around and whine like a bunch of little girls. So they are, and this is one of the things that I love here. Billy Joe Armstrong, lead singer and guitarist. Well, if you want to call him a guitarist. Am I retarded or am I just J.D. Vance? Lead singer and guitarist Billy Joe Armstrong saying, instead of the original lyrics, am I retarded or just overjoyed? And seeing it's things like that I just absolutely can't stand about these morons. And I got to tell you, out of all the bands that I despise the most, Green Day is number one. I never liked their music. I don't know. Like I said, the whole I don't want to be an American idiot, that just kind of sparked a nerve with me. And so I never listened to anything he had to say. But then he comes out and says like this, F America. I'm effing renouncing my citizenship. Good. We don't want you here. Clown. Moron. You American-hating turd. We're better off without you. I'm effing coming here. There's just too much effing stupid in the world to go back to that miserable effing excuse for a country. Oh, I'm not kidding. You're going to get a lot of me in the coming days. Then, of course, he attacks the Supreme Court justices, calling them pricks and F the Supreme Court of America. And people that support this, it's kind of amazing to me. I can't understand why anybody would even get behind anybody like this. And then during a performance on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve show last year, the band changed the lyrics to their 2004 hit, American Idiot. One of the main reasons why I don't listen to these idiots. And then, of course, little Billy Joel, Billy Joe. No. Don't get too confused. You can never confuse Billy Joe with Billy Joel. Billy Joel is actually talented. I'm not part of a MAGA agenda. Instead of the original, I'm not part of the redneck agenda. Oh, so you're part of those wealthy, liberal, elite hypocrites and their agenda? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying, that you're part of the wealthy, elite, liberal hypocrites and not the rednecks. And one thing you got to understand, Billy Joe Armstrong, is it's the rednecks of America that keep this country running. It's the plumbers, it's the electricians, it's the guys that are picking up your garbage in the afternoon, the people you hate and despise. Those rednecks are the very rednecks that let you live in the house you live in and make sure that everything works for you day to day. All the people that you hate and despise. Okay? Billy Joe Armstrong, you turd, you moron. And I can't stand, and if you've seen my channel, like I said, I literally can't stand Hollywood celebrities who love to get on their soapboxes and preach and bitch and complain and whine to all the people that they think are beneath them, which is you and I. Everyday Americans that get up, go punch a damn time clock and go to work. They hate people like us. The only thing they like about us is half of us are stupid enough to buy their music. That's the only thing they like about us. They live in different worlds. They live in different circles. All right? Just like Billie Eilish. They create the fantasy they want to live in. And you are beneath them, and don't ever think that they don't think that you're not. Because to them, you are just part of the uneducated, stupid masses. And half of these people probably didn't graduate high school. Probably less than 10% of them even went to college. And most of them are complete moronic idiots who got lucky. Let's be honest. They got lucky. I don't want to hear it has to do with their talent, because I can walk you, like I said in the last video, over to Nashville, Tennessee, and I can pick out 2,000 people with more talent than every one of these people who cannot get the break. For whatever reason, they're not getting the lucky break that these people get. Do not mistake yourself. None of these people have a talent of Eddie Van Halen. None of these people have a talent of a Randy Rhoads, of a David Gilmour, okay? None of these people have that talent. None of these people have a talent of a Whitney Houston. These people made it because they were exceptional at what they do. Bad Bunny and Green Day, you're not exceptional. You're just the clown of the moment. All right? Don't forget that, Cupcake, okay? We stand up for our brothers and sisters in Minnesota, Armstrong said, and later took a swipe at the White House advisor, Stephen Miller. So you stand up for your brothers and sisters in Minnesota. Some will tell you, not to get back on this, because I just did a video about this, but Billy Joe, I don't see you down there protesting with your brothers and sisters. The people who are getting arrested, beat up, and killed protesting, I don't see you down there, Billy Joe. I don't see you doing anything to further the cause of stopping ICE except for running your mouth. All right? And then now, the NFL, like I said, America's sport at America's game, the Super Bowl, they pick two of the most divisive, moronic, idiot musicians to come and perform. This is stunning to me that the NFL has done this. Now, alongside of that, they have Brandi Carlile, who will be among the performers. I gotta be honest. She could be somebody. I have no idea who she is. I don't care who she is. Let's see. Carlile joined Don Lemon. Well, there's your first strike right there on the Grammys red carpet after he was arrested for his alleged involvement in a protest in Minnesota that saw activists storm a church in January, and he should be in jail for that because what he did was illegal. See how that works? You break a law, you go to jail. But for some reason, the Hollywood celebs, which Don Lemon, you are not a Hollywood celeb, you're just another dork out there. You, especially now after you got canned because your show was so horribly bad. So you get to go to jail. But all the other Hollywood celebs who can break law after law after law, they never go to jail. They never go to jail. But Brandi Carlile, while she hasn't spoken out against Trump ahead of the Super Bowl just yet, and I advise you, Brandi Carlile, do not do it. Why would you say anything where your entire livelihood depends on people buying your albums, listening to your music, watching your movies? Why would you piss off half of those people? Do you just want half as much money? I mean, these people are the dumbest people in the world. She said in an interview with Apple Music, she hoped that those listening to her performance on Sunday will interpret America the Beautiful as a prayer rather than a song. So, you know what? What's her name again? I don't even know who this chick is. I have no idea. Carlisle, what's her? Brandy Carlisle? Yeah, Brandy Carlisle. So, Brandy Carlisle, I support you just for that. So, therefore, if I watch the Super Bowl, I will watch your performance and I will see how it is. Now, chances are I'm going to watch Bad Bunny because I need to laugh. I'm going to watch Green Day because I hope he gets up there and says something shockingly stupid in front of 100,000 people at that game. And maybe they'll come down there and they will stomp a mud hole in him if he goes up there and starts, bashing the president. Because love him or hate him, he's still the president of the United States. And either you get on board or you leave. It's literally that simple. When Joe Biden, the worst president we've ever had in America, not one time did I say, whine and cry, Joe Biden's president, I'm leaving the country. Because nobody has so much influence over me that can force me to leave the country I love like you weakling Hollywood liberal morons. You've let one man, Donald Trump, dictate your decisions because you're so close-minded that you simply can't see anything else but your hatred. So therefore, you're leaving the country that made you famous. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And again, you all must be part of those rich, liberal, elite Hollywood types that I keep hearing about, but I've yet to ever see one. Kind of like the Gilly Monster. Very hard to find. So, if you want to see something that's going to be terribly amusing besides the football game, watch the Bad Bunny halftime show. So I'm sure it's going to be brilliant. Like I said, they could have got, Prince, the all-time. Nobody will ever top the Prince halftime show, ever. And if Bad Bunny, if you think you're going to be as good as Prince, keep dreaming, Cupcake. Never going to happen. What's her name? Lady Gaga. Don't really agree with her. Her halftime show was actually pretty damn good. I can't dispute it. The chick put on a performance, and it was impressive. U2 did a pretty good halftime show. There's been a lot of greats. And then we're not going to talk about Justin Timberlake and, what's her name, Janet Jackson, and the wardrobe malfunction that was planned ahead of time. But then again, there you have it. Hollywood elitist liberals at their finest right there. It was a malfunction. Really? So you're telling me that you are so strong, you literally ripped through the leather and the lace and everything with your hand that exposed her breast because your hands are that strong? Is that what you're telling me? 'Cause I kind of doubt it there, Buttercup. So if you want a lot of fun, watch the Super Bowl and especially watch the halftime and the pre-show, which I believe that is where Dookie, Green Day. I believe that's where Green Day is going to be performing. And of course, we have Carlisle who's going to sing America the Beautiful. We'll see how that goes. So on that note, I'm going to tie this one up right there. Everybody be safe. God bless everybody.